In the story of the sea, some names inspire fear, others respect, but one name echoes like thunder: Barbarossa. He was not born a king, but rose from humble beginnings to command the Mediterranean. His red beard became a symbol of strength and defiance. This is the story of Hayreddin Barbarossa, the greatest admiral of his age. He challenged the empires of Europe, Spain, Venice, the Knights of St. John. To them, he was a pirate. To the Ottomans and many Muslims, a hero. He sailed not just for treasure but to defend his people and faith. Barbarossa's journey began on a small island and led to the heart of an empire. He mastered the winds, the currents, and the art of naval warfare. His ships struck swiftly, vanishing like shadows. His name alone made Christian captains tremble. We'll follow his rise from nothing to legend. Discover how Khizr became Hayreddin, the goodness of the faith. See how he and his brother Orich became symbols of loyalty and courage. Their story is more than battles. It's about faith, loyalty, and the making of a hero. Barbarossa changed the history of the Mediterranean forever. His legacy still echoes across the waves. Barbarossa's story begins on the island of Lesbos in the Aegean Sea. Born around 1478, his father Jacob was a humble man, perhaps a potter, perhaps a retired soldier. Khizr, as he was named, grew up with 3 brothers, all drawn to the sea. The water was their school. They learned to swim, fish, and sail. Orus, the eldest, was bold and fiery, his red beard earning the nickname Barbarossa. The brothers dreamed of adventure beyond their island. As young men, they became sailors on merchant ships, braving pirates and warships. Khizr quickly became a skilled navigator and trader, learning languages and cultures. He was more than a sailor, he was a student of the Mediterranean. This life taught him the hardships of common people and the dangers of the sea. He saw the power of Spain and Venice, and the suffering of Muslims under Christian rule. These early experiences shaped Khizr's destiny. He understood the world's dangers and its opportunities. The brothers' bond and their love for the sea set them on a path to greatness. Khizr's knowledge and resilience would one day make him a legend. The sea called to him, and he was ready to answer. From humble beginnings, he was preparing for greatness. The Mediterranean would soon know his name. The lessons of Lesbos would guide him through storms and battles. Khizr's journey from potter's son to admiral was just beginning. The world was about to change, and it would start with the brothers Barbarossa. The lives of Khizr and Orich changed forever when Orich was captured by the Knights of St. John. Forced to row as a slave, Orich endured years of hardship but never lost hope. He escaped, vowing revenge against the Christian powers. Reunited, the brothers abandoned trade for a new life as corsairs. From Jerba, they raided Christian ships, quickly earning a fearsome reputation. Orich led with courage. Khizr strategized with brilliance. Their successes attracted the bravest sailors, and the name Barbarossa became legendary. To Spain and Italy, they were pirates. To North Africa, heroes. As Spain expanded into North Africa, local Muslims saw the brothers as defenders. They fought not just for gold, but for faith. A holy war at sea. Their raids inspired hope among the oppressed. The Barbarossa brothers became symbols of resistance. Their actions went beyond piracy. They were fighting for a cause. The Mediterranean trembled at their name. Their legend grew with every victory. They were more than corsairs. They were champions of their people. The brothers' bond and shared mission made them unstoppable. Together they changed the balance of power on the sea. The age of the Barbarossa brothers had begun. The Barbarossa brothers' mission soon became one of rescue. After the fall of Muslim Spain, thousands of Muslims and Jews faced persecution and exile. The Spanish Inquisition hunted them relentlessly. Orich and Khizr used their ships to save these desperate people. Under cover of night, they ferried refugees, Moriscos and Sephardim, from Spain to North Africa. The brothers risked everything to give them a new life. Their compassion earned them respect across the Muslim world. They were no longer just corsairs, but saviors. Each family rescued was a victory against oppression. The Spanish Navy tried to stop them, but the brothers' skill and knowledge of the sea kept them one step ahead. The refugees brought new life and skills to North African cities. The name Barbarossa became a symbol of hope. Their daring missions inspired gratitude and admiration. They fought for justice, not just power. The brothers' legacy was built on both courage and compassion. They became legends not only for their battles, but for the lives they saved. In 1516, the Barbarossa brothers captured Algiers, answering the city's call to drive out the Spanish. Oruch became Sultan of Algiers, but their victory drew Spain's wrath. In 1518, Oruch was killed defending Tlemcen, leaving Khizr alone. Facing overwhelming odds, Khizr made a bold decision. He offered Algiers to the Ottoman Sultan in exchange for protection. The Sultan accepted, sending troops, cannons, and ships. Khizr received a new name, Hayreddin, goodness of the faith, and became Beylerbey of Algiers. The corsair captain was now an Ottoman governor. Algiers became a powerful base, challenging Spain's dominance. Hayreddin's alliance with the Ottomans changed the course of Mediterranean history. With imperial support, his power grew. The Ottomans gained a strategic foothold in the west. Hayreddin's leadership and loyalty were rewarded. He was no longer just a corsair, but a statesman. The Mediterranean balance of power shifted. Hayreddin's destiny was now tied to the empire. His influence would soon reach new heights. The stage was set for even greater battles. The Lion of the Mediterranean was just getting started. Hayreddin transformed Algiers into a naval fortress, striking at Spain and Italy. Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent recognized his genius and summoned him to Istanbul. Impressed by his vision, Suleiman appointed Hayreddin as Grand Admiral of the Ottoman Navy. Hayreddin rebuilt the fleet, designing faster galleys and training new crews. He brought his lifetime of experience to create a modern, deadly force. Now at the empire's center, he commanded vast resources and authority. His red beard became a symbol of Ottoman power on the seas. Hayreddin's mission challenged Christian Europe and secured the Mediterranean for the Sultan. The stage was set for a decisive confrontation. The greatest sea battle of the age was approaching. Hayreddin's leadership would be tested as never before. The fate of the Mediterranean hung in the balance. The lion prepared to roar. Hayreddin's growing power alarmed Christian Europe. Pope Paul III called for a Holy League, a united Christian fleet to destroy Barbarossa. Venice, Spain and the Papal States set aside rivalries, united by fear of the Ottomans. Andrea Doria, famed Genoese admiral, led the massive Christian armada. The Holy League assembled over 300 ships and 60,000 men, one of the largest fleets ever. Their confidence was high. They believed Barbarossa's smaller force would be crushed. Hayreddin had only 122 ships and 22,000 men. Outnumbered nearly 3-1, he faced overwhelming odds. Any other commander might have retreated, but Barbarossa was no ordinary leader. He trusted his men, his ships, and his own cunning. He sailed to the Bay of Preveza, ready for battle. The fate of the Mediterranean would be decided here. Two legendary admirals prepared for a duel. The world watched as the fleets closed in. The greatest naval showdown of the age was about to begin. Barbarossa would not back down. On September 28, 1538, the fleets met at Preveza. Doria's massive armada faced Barbarossa's smaller, agile force. Barbarossa used the bay's geography and shifting winds to his advantage. The Christian fleet was disorganized. Doria hesitated to attack in narrow waters. Sensing weakness, Barbarossa struck boldly, leading his fleet out in perfect formation. His galleys swarmed the larger Christian ships, exploiting their slow maneuvering. Ottoman cannons targeted enemy oars and hulls with deadly precision. The Christian fleet fell into confusion. The Venetian galleasses were isolated and destroyed. In hours, Barbarossa achieved a stunning victory. Dozens of Christian ships were lost, thousands captured. Barbarossa's fleet suffered minimal losses. Doria retreated in defeat. The Holy League's armada was shattered. The Battle of Preveza secured Ottoman supremacy in the Mediterranean for decades. Barbarossa's tactics became legendary. The lion had roared and Europe trembled. The sea now belonged to Hayreddin. After Preveza, Hayreddin Barbarossa was the undisputed master of the Mediterranean. He served Sultan Suleiman for years, then retired to Istanbul. In 1546, he died peacefully, mourned across the empire. His tomb became sacred to Ottoman sailors, who saluted him before every campaign. Barbarossa was more than a commander. He was the father of the Ottoman Navy. Today, he is a national hero in Turkey, his name a symbol of courage and naval greatness. Statues and ships bear his name. His story inspires generations. He is remembered not as a pirate, but as a defender of faith and the oppressed. From potter's son to Grand Admiral, his life proves what skill and determination can achieve. Barbarossa reshaped the Mediterranean and secured an empire's dominance. His enemies saw a villain, his people saw a champion. His true legacy lies in the security he brought and the lives he saved. In the epic of the sea, Hayreddin Barbarossa remains the lion of the Mediterranean.